Welcome back again, rum lovers. It's me, Jamie of Ready, Set, Rum. And today, again, special guest when we got special rums is...
Hi guys, I'm Moya Lambert.
Alright, so our resident specialist when it comes to exceptional rums is back again here with us. So you know once Moya is here, we have something good going on. And today, we have Hamilton's St. Lucia Pot Still 9-year rum. So this rum was distilled in 2005 and bottled in 2014, 9 years old, and very hard to find. Somehow I ran into a liquor store this week and I saw it and I just couldn't leave it there. So here we go. Let me just give you a little more reading on this. So this is 67.4% alcohol, and on the back it says, the rum in this bottle was meticulously selected from a cask aging warehouse at St. Lucia Distillers Limited for its flavor and authenticity, distilled by Julian Winter from fermented Guyanese molasses in a Vendome pot still with medium-bodied rum, was imported in the cask in which it was aged. I am proud to offer you this rum from a selection of bottle, straight from the cask, nothing added. Enjoy all the ripe tropical fruit, spice, smoky oak flavors in this cask, served in a wide mouth glass with a bit of water. So I don't know about adding the water to it, but sounds great so far. Probably he's right, because at 67.4%, that's a lot. That is a lot. So let's not hesitate any further. Let's get into the pouring. Is that enough?
Good.
All right.
Good.
So, based on how this review goes, I think I'm going to get me... Oof, went a bit too heavy then. Based on how this review goes, I'm hoping to go back to the store and find a second bottle. So, price on this was $75 before tax, right? And for a 9-year, you might be like, that's a bit much, but it is cask strength at 67.4, and it is... I don't want to spoil it for anyone, right? So let's get into the color, the presentation, all that good stuff. So presentation of the bottle itself, typical Ed Hamilton style, right? How do you feel about the bottle?
It's, for me personally, it would be pretty hard purchasing anything for $75 in a bottle looking like this.
Right.
No bads to Ted Hamilton, but for a rum, well, I'm smelling it right now, and a lot of times you can tell if you have a bottle that is a standard bottle, you're thinking, okay, this must be a base product,
Right.
and then you see beautiful presentation of higher end rums in their coffins,
Right.
call it coffins,
Or even in their
their
encasements and different things.
everything, and the bottle is far superior than this. I mean, yes, the proof of the pudding is in the eating, but of
Right.
course you have to eat first with your eyes. So it needs to be, it needs to pull you in with how it looks,
Right.
you know.
So for $75, you would have expected a bit more on the packaging side. No, mind you.
I'm not feeling it.
All right.
Full stop.
Mind you, Ed doesn't change his bottles, right? His $30 bottle, his $25 bottle,
And obviously
and his
$75
$75 bottle,
is the same bottle.
all is the same bottle, right? Even the labeling here with the signature and everything is the same. Pretty much all he changes is just the details of the rum itself on the front of the bottle, right? So it's an Ed thing. It is what it is. But $75, cask strength, pot still. I love my pot stills. I love the flavors of them. So let's get in and let's see what the coloring.
Let's see what the $75
Yeah,
is.
so the $75
Yeah.
really worth it. All right, so on the legs, it looks really tight. Like it's taking a while to come down. No real motion. I'm seeing tight beadings on the top. So that really speaks to the age, and also it seems as if it doesn't even want to move.
Yeah. I wouldn't say a rum is thick or thin based on just look, but this one, it's barely moving. It almost looked like like oil droplets on the top.
Yeah, so
where it meets the glass. So
definitely,
very interesting.
yeah. To me, I'm just
After
thinking
the
rich.
legs comes down and it's taking forever to reach.
Yeah, it is. I don't know. When I see legs this tight, I'm expecting a really good mouthfeel. I'm expecting a lot of flavor, and just it being pot still as well. I'm expecting a lot. Pot still, Guyanese molasses. I'm just thinking this is gonna blow me away. And that's kind of what sold me. Like everyone's telling me, everyone's like, "Oh yeah, this rum is so great." Ed, he was on a video and he was saying, "Yeah, I got a couple cases of these. This is like my retirement package." I'm like, man, if I could find this thing, I gotta get it. So let's get into this. The color on this, it's pretty standard amber color.
Rich amber color. And as I said, straight from the cask, this is a good color for a 9-year-old.
All right, and let's get into the nosing.
Yeah.
Beautiful nose.
Okay, I see where the $75 starts, people, at the nose.
It reminds me of, I'm getting some fruit, some strong fruit.
There's a fruity set of notes. You do have those spices, those nutty. There's a dry fruits like a raisin, prune kind of nose.
And that's rich, and also I'm getting a little bit of the heat of the alcohol.
Yeah,
like
at
it's
67,
it's 67%.
Yeah,
It's tearing me up a little bit.
But it's good tears. People.
Yeah, good tears,
Great.
happy tears.
Yeah, I'm anxious to get into the taste of this.
Yeah, it's
I'm loving
nutty.
it.
It's nutty. It's fruity. Oh, I don't know. It's my first St. Lucia rum. You know, I'm not sure if this is a typical St. Lucia because it's 100% pot still. I don't think St. Lucia typically produces that.
The other rums that they have in St. Lucia, I've tasted a little bit of the Chairman's and so on, and there you have a mix of both column and a small amount of pot still there. I've actually visited the distillery there too.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna have to
Good
do
stuff.
some comparisons and get some Chairman's Reserve in here.
Yeah, of course.
But let's get into this one.
Yes.
Tasting. Ooh. Yeah, I can see why he said add a little
Right.
water. It is
Off the
hot,
bat,
flavorful.
I'll tell you this for your rum lovers. If you're gonna taste this rum as is, make sure you start salivating because it helps to bring it down and keep it in your mouth a little, move it around. It's nice on the palate, coating your tongue. You feel that mouth feel of the age and indicative of the legs kind of sitting up there. It kind of sits on your tongue, nice and seductive.
So
beautiful.
I put it in my mouth. I got the flavor. I got the heat. I got a bit of woodiness. It's at 9 years old. It's surprising how much wood I get, but then at that high proof, it does draw off the wood quite.
Yeah, it's
quite a
not
bit.
woody to bitter.
Yeah, it's not woody to bitter,
It's just woody, just right.
but it's like it's honestly like you had to pick this at 9 years. Giving it any more time would have been too much.
Yeah. It goes down after having it in your mouth for a couple of seconds, moving it around, and you make that swallow. There is no burn. The burn happens at the front of your mouth just as it goes in.
Right.
And this is really good for rum at this age. And it still smells totally awesome.
Awesome. So for me, I don't know. I felt like I tasted it before. On my second tasting now, I feel like I'm getting a bit more of that heat. But the flavors are just so strong that I don't mind it at all. I really... How could you not expect at 67% to get that heat? But
there is some amount of it, how you approach it.
yeah,
But it definitely can be had neat.
definitely.
In sips.
And he said a bit of water. I was talking it down. I was like, no, why would I want a tip of water? But
Let
honestly,
me see what's happening here.
I think that a little, gonna give a little, not even a corkful there, just a little bit there, a little half a cork, just to see what's going on. Because honestly, I don't know. On my second, I tasted it before and I really enjoyed it. But my second tasting, for some weird reason getting a bit more heat on it. But honestly, it reminds me of Guyanese rum. It just gives me that all the flavor, all the depth of flavor. It reminds me of like a 15-year from Guyana, but so much more. Honestly, it's. I wouldn't go so far as saying it reminds me of anything from Jamaica. I don't think it's that far.
No.
But it really does remind me of a good Demerara rum, and there are just some intrinsic properties and flavors there, and the body is just so much.
I'm getting, once I dilute it, there's a second
Layer of sweetness.
layer of, even in the smell, you can see like it peels apart what we smelled before, and then there is some underlay of the sweet coming up, more distinct buttery notes and all of that. This
So at first I was getting some of the dried fruits, the prunes, the cherries, the raisins, that type of flavors, but I wasn't really getting any sweetness. And funny enough, that little half a corkful that I added here, I'm getting more sweetness in the flavor. Like the prune flavor is there, the dried fruit flavors are there. They're a bit more diluted, and then the sugar comes through, the sweetness comes through.
I'm actually feeling, now that I've diluted it, there is a little bit of sting on the front of my tongue. But
it's funny, with me diluting it, I lost all sting. That little corkful removed all sting, all heat. I'm feeling a warmth, a bit more. I'm feeling the warmth on my chest still, but all I'm getting is sweetness with that fruity flavor. Honestly, I gotta go get the next one. I told one friend where he can get this. I'm hoping that he didn't buy them all. I'm definitely gonna get another one today. For anyone else discovers this secret stash, it's really good. Really good.
It is.
All right, so $75. Right, we got great flavors on there. You got great body on there. Not really an eye-catching thing to put on your back shelf, unless someone knows about rum. They're not really gonna know that this is something.
They're not gonna pick this one out.
Like this is something, you get this and you put it in a decanter, I feel. You get a really expensive decanter, you put this in there and you're like, oh yeah, I have this great rum, 9 years, pot still from St. Lucia, 67%. You pour it out for them from a nice, sexy decanter and they're like, oh yeah, this is amazing, But if you show them this bottle and be like, yo, what cheap stuff you're serving me? Honestly, like, it doesn't rob you a nice, expensive feel, but Ed has talked ad nauseum that he's not changing his bottles. These bottles are cheap, they are great, and it allows him to quickly produce any rum from anywhere, and he's gonna produce some other cask strength rums coming soon. He already has some in the line with. I think he's gonna produce one next year or two next year. I think he's bringing a Jamaica and a Guyana. So I'm looking forward to those. But this one can't be found anymore, other than certain select stores may have a few. Honestly, you gotta look at those stores that look like they're not selling or moving any product. Those are the stores I'm luckiest with. When you go into those stores, they got all stuff there. And the guy's like, oh yeah, I just got this a couple months ago. I was like, dude, this thing hasn't been in production for like 6 years. What are you talking about? But I got this $75. Happy with the purchase. I'm gonna get me one more because you can't get it again. All right, so must try, must have, must buy. Where you rate this one?
First, must find.
Must find.
Must find. Must try. And once you've tried it, you'll put it in the must have.
Yeah.
You're not a must.
No, it's a must. It's a must buy, must try, must buy,
must try,
must have,
must have if you can.
Must have. Yeah, it's a must, right?
Put it in a decanter.
Yeah.
Tell them, I'll have to maybe,
Yeah. Yeah. So we may have to put this one in the decanter, for presentation's sake. It's not the most presentable. It does remind you. He has the Florida Rum Society selection that it was reviewed recently by the educated rum fly. What do you call himself? Rumba? I can't remember. Educated rum fly, I think he called himself. He's a great reviewer online, does a lot of reviews. He reviewed recently. He loved the Florida Rum Society version. He has a Demerara, which is also one of my favorites. I love Demerara rums. He has the zombie blend. He has a ton of rums. Check out his lineup. And the bottles look the same, but they have different labels on the front. And he has a white rum. He has New York blends. He has probably like 20 something, right? And they range from like $25 all the way up to $75. I don't know what the new rum casks are gonna be. Maybe they're at 80, 90, I don't know. But this definitely, find it, get it. All right. Anything else you gotta tell the people?
I like this rum.
All right. Moya likes it. I like it. I'm very happy with my purchase. I wasn't sure I was going to. Well, I know I would like it because, you know, Ed has given good rums so far. But I did not know I would be so impressed with this rum. And I am delighted to have it added to my collection. All right, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share it with your friends. Yeah. Share. One thing I am also starting to do like some promo stuff for some rum companies, and you know, I'm gonna be out and about shipping samples to people, stuff like that, being at events. If you're interested in getting samples, hit me up in the comments below. We'll figure something out. I'm not gonna give you samples of this one. All right, this is a no-go on the sampling at all. All right, guys, Ready Set Rum, taking you around the world, one delicious rum at a time. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.